This is the Force of Death. It's the same pretty much, but Kiba's there and stuff like that. So it's a little easier, but Kiba still is kind of like a Naruto character because Kiba can get outdone by shadow clones and even got outdone by Naruto with the weird walked up seal on him and all that. And yeah, they go through and they meet. Kiba gets jumped. He can't get jumped because he spells, and I'm gonna say he left after that. But he gets attacked by the snake, but he um fang over fangs the way out. And he gets back seeing Orochimaru. But like I said, Naruto can create like a reverse summon. It's kind of like a summoning whenever somebody becomes scared after a battle or anything like that. He'll be summoned, kind of like a summoning creature to that point. And he feels this immense chakra saying it because he already knows the chakra as Orochimaru. He sends a shadow clone to the third Hokage telling it was the Orochimaru. He gets there, they're getting summoned. And Orochimaru's like, "Oh, it's you." One of my experiments to awaken Geki Genkais or dojutsus and stuff from bloods. And he says, "How's those chakra chains doing?" And he was like, "Good, but that's all you gave me compared to what I already had." Saying, "You stepped into my territory," saying, "Forest of Death" again, pretty much. Changing the whole forest around him. Turning it to more like darker and all that. Or he says Forest of the Lightning God. It's actually just like a combined jutsu of two Geki Genkais. He does the forest by creating more forest-like features everywhere, making it bigger, using a genjutsu on it. But the genjutsu just like tricks you, acting like it goes on forever. But you kind of just got teleported or brought to another place by Earth style. And the lightning is that you have to dodge lightning, but even though you dodge it, half the time you get hit from nothing that you can see. And this is a high level jutsu. This is his own creation, the Forest of the Thunder God. And Orochimaru is pretty much getting shot to death. And Orochimaru approved his immortality thing with, I'm saying that Naruto is striking him and stuff. Naruto already activated his Sharingan, which Orochimaru sees saying that I need your body and all that. He's gonna attack, but what happens is that he says Mangekyo Sharingan, making the shield around him. And then inside that shield, he says combo, impaling swords with, or box of swords with like a box around them, pretty much. Swords appearing and striking him up to death and all that. But what happens, I'm gonna say, he uses a summoning jutsu, which expands the box. But he says that's useless. And he says, storm style, putting storm inside of it, striking to death pretty much. And this is where he says summoning jutsu, the gates. If you guys seen it before, where he can summon these gates that you have to break and stuff. With this still not breaking the shield, saying nobody can beat the Mangekyo. With the trivial jutsus like that, crushing all the gates. And he says, fine. He pulls out the sword, but what happens is that he counters the sword with his own sword. And what's happening is here is that Orochimaru can't escape. Because the Mangekyou's powers is infinite, because he says this to Orochimaru, saying that because my eyes are the internal Mangekyu Sharingan. And this is first time Sasuke's heard of the Mangekyu and the Eternal Mangekyu at the same time. Or I think he knows about the Mangekyu later on. But yeah, at the same time, pretty much explaining it, but saying that it doesn't always work. Sometimes the best way to do it is by brothers, saying that's how Madara Uchiha gained his Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, saying that I'm the second other person in the entire world that unlocked it. I'm saying most likely why Sasuke's left alive was for Itachi to get the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan and stuff like that. And yeah, he pretty much flying risings because he knows it. I just never added it in to Hokage's room with Orochimaru sealed into a box, pretty much turning it to an oval and compressing it in his hand, pretty much, and into crushing him, immobilizing him the whole entire time. And this is whenever they get him into a chakra seals and all that around him, and they try to interrogate him. He's there because he has a whole bunch of seals in his mind, because he's smart and he put those on the whole entire way he was getting carried or teleported, even though he had barely any time to do it and all that. But yeah, that happens. They still do the whole tournament and all that. The first part, it is him. It's the same, but Sasuke is stronger because he has more training with the Sharingan, of course. He's faster because he has more control. And I'll say he already has lightning style. But it's just regular lightning style that Naruto knows, not the storm style. Because he can't use it because Sasuke already asked if he can learn the some kind of storm style. But he says no, it's a Genkai that I have from the Namikaze. And stuff like that. So yeah. They get destroyed and all that. And if I'm doing what if Naruto had a certain Genkai, I'm not doing ice, wood, or crystal release. I'm gonna do this. I don't know. No, I'm getting the releases to, Asta. Yeah, that's who I'm getting the Genkais to. And I just give them all to Deku all the time, so yeah. It'll kind of be the same content if I gave it to him. But yeah. He does all that. The matches, it's all the same. Nothing really changes. But Sasuke or Kiba versus, I'm going to say what happened instead of Neji versus, Hinata versus his own teammate. The teammate still fights her, but she wins because she is actually as strong as Neji and stuff. And I'm going to say Lee notices saying that she's as strong as Neji and stuff. With Neji being surprised, saying, getting angry and stuff. And making him want to destroy her more. So they do the training and all that. And he trains Sasuke, he sends Sasuke to Kakashi to train with the Chidori and training with speed and all that. And Kiba gets trained by him, and he trains Kiba how to teaches him how to work with him, and he creates the fusion technique, I'm gonna say. And I'll give Kiba water, chocolate nature, and fire, contradicting himself all the time. I don't know. Water style, it gets like basics down, and fire. Sasuke gets a whole bunch of lightning, a whole bunch of and all kinds of stuff. And I'll give Sasuke one more chakra nature. I'll go ahead and give him wind, but wind's his least strongest. But Naruto teaches him wind with that. He gets all the shots with the mouth, of course, and he came up with shadow clone. He can do 3 shadow clones 3 times, 2 shadow clones 4 more times after that, and 1 more shadow clone 10 times after that. So he comes up with his triangle combo using wind and all that. You say he tried to copy Naruto's lightning with his wind, saying compressing it, and his fire also creating his beams pretty much. But they're not as strong as Naruto's, of course. But it's a combination move, and pretty much what they do is he can do it with 2 hands, but he can also do it with several clones doing the 2 combinations both with 2 hands, like one using winds and the other one using fire. But this pretty much shoots a beam of raging fire at high velocities. And yeah, it is Sasuke versus Gaara. But it's Kiba versus, Neji. But Neji loses by using his water style. Water. What's it called? Shockwave? I'm gonna say Kiba can use 3 clones 2 times. And yeah, whatever. Just like 2 less than Sasuke the whole time. And he does this in what he created. I give him water and what? Water. No, I'll give him water and earth. And he says earth tone. What the clones are doing is that they're shooting a whole bunch of water styles, making, Neji off balance. And he comes in with a fang over fang on the water, saying vortex fang over fang with, I'm going to say, kunais on the end of him, cutting him to shreds. And I'll go over the Gaara fight, but it's not the little Gettings going after it. I'm going to say Naruto pretty much chased after Gaara, and it fought against him. But this is the first time. He says barrier, making sure the Shinkaku attacks can't go anywhere. And he's pretty much uses Susanoo, covered with wood, or covers the wood golem with Susanoo. Or, no, he says wood style, hitting the ground, trapping the thing, and he rips the chakra out of the Shinkaku with the Uzumaki chains. And this is when he says seal, tying the seal completely on Gaara, making him sane again, and him beating Gaara really easily. That's going to be the end of this video.